And we're live.
Ah.
Hi.
Hello. Wait.
Hi, everybody.
So we're here.
Yep.
Week
We're
late,
here.
but we're here. But we had a good excuse because you and your missus got married.
Thank you, guys.
So you guys were off on your honeymoon, so that kicked us back a week. So we're back.
Yep.
We're back.
Dan, who are we? What do we do?
We are Pints and Pistons. We talk about cars, car news, or random car subjects, or automotive-related things in general, or engine, just like things of that nature. And then we also try new beers every episode. It's fantastic. Sometimes we do some repeats, but some deep cuts, rather.
Yeah, we try to avoid the repeats, and the list helps. But even with the list, I've done it. We've all still managed to get a repeat.
We've all still brought a repeat at one point or another.
I'm stoked for
I have not.
our
I have not yet brought a repeat.
But I am stoked for our last-minute beer snatch.
We
mission.
saved a shop.
Dude,
We saved the shop,
We saved
man.
shop.
It was both of us. It was both of us. On the way here, I looked over and realized that my dumb ass walked out the door without bringing the beer I was going to bring. So I ended up doing an emergency stop on the way. Didn't say anything to these two, and then he walks in. He's like, "Guys, I forgot my beer." Like, I did not feel so bad.
So
now.
I went to Georgia for my honeymoon, and I went to this little like mom and pop shop in Helen where we were at, and they had a big selection of like local Georgia brewery
A
stuff.
lot of those shops.
And I picked one of those.
of good stuff in
This
Kansas.
store is actually famous in Helen.
Oh, yeah?
Like it's like their big grocery store.
Okay.
You walk in,
That's
it's
cool.
like going into a grocery store in the 1960s.
It's like
cool.
it's like Inglis's Food Ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go
Old
in there
grocery
and
store,
I
locked
picked
in
that
time.
beer, and it was in the fridge, and I got halfway here and I went, I forgot the beer. I grabbed all my camera stuff. I
that's
forgot
good.
the beer. So you can see us, but you can't see us drink that beer because I
So
left it at home.
who should we do first then? Should we do Brian's emergency beer or our emergency
I think
beer?
ours is a little lighter.
It is.
Yeah. I think
I-
ours is a little lighter. But, I got a
Sounds
tag
good.
on. Yeah, it's Mustang most
Mustang.
likely.
Nope, that's us.
That's
Jason.
550.
Yep.
They're probably Jason.
Yeah. But also, before we go into that, Brian became famous and got onto a more famous podcast.
We did. Myself, a friend of ours, Brian Two Legs, who runs a small shop, and Nate, who runs our Citrus County Cars and Coffee, we were guests on the podcast for the License and Registration Show.
Yep.
From Cars and Coffee the day after their wedding.
I
So,
was too hungover. But during the wedding, Nate was messaging me going, "Hey, they're gonna be here. I want you to be on." And I'm like, "I don't know if I'm gonna make it." And he's like, "Oh well, I told him that Pints and Pistons." I'm like, that's why I was like, "Brian, you going to Cars and Coffee in the morning?" Like, yeah. I'm like, "Brian will be there." I'm like, "Look for the one-legged guy."
It wasn't that. Mike just kind of comes up to me while I'm trying to get something to eat. He's like, "You're going to Cars and Coffee in the morning, right?" I'm like, yeah. Cool. Nate said, blah, 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 blah. I'll tell him you're coming. Okay.
And also, huge shout out to the License and Registration Podcast for talking about us and for you talking about us and having you on there and having Two Leg Brian on there. That was awesome. It was a great
Yeah,
podcast
like I
to
said,
watch and listen to.
yeah, they were great, and their setup, we definitely can learn a couple of things from what they're doing.
I was going to ask, what was it like being on a professional podcast with viewers and a following and a proper...
I really want mics
Set up
for
and
every
everything.
one of us.
We have two mics, though.
Yeah.
I know, but
we have
you and that.
we have you.
I have another one. We actually got
have
three
three.
mics.
Hey, we have
but
three
I
mics.
would love to have us all have our own mics and the headsets and the moody duties and.
So
doodies.
So
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, their setup. They had a tent. They had a backdrop with their logo and everything printed on the back of it. Tables with the fancy covers and everything, so it looked a little more, looked nicer than just rental tables. But yeah, they were running 2 cameras.
They don't got a homemade pallet bar, though.
They don't have a homemade pallet bar, but they had 2 cameras set up that were capturing most of it. They had GoPros as backups, and then his wife was actually running the audio board and adjusting things on the fly. So, and we could hear that in the headsets. Like, it was all tied in the way they're doing. So their setup was really nice, and they've definitely a couple notches above us as far as just their equipment and how they're recording everything. So it was definitely, it's cool to learn from, but then it was kind of just like this, because except for them, I keep forgetting his name, but like I said, having just met them, really cool people. But like I said, it was me and Nate and Two Legs sitting there, so it was like we're all just sitting around, just kind of having a chat, and
Yeah.
it went really, really well. And at the time,
we'll try to put the link. I think afterwards we can put the link in the description
Yeah.
and all that. We'll put the link in the description to watch that episode and also go check them out. But as soon as it started, Brian took control. But, like, you could tell
You can
that
tell Brian's a seasoned podcaster.
like it was the
Uh-huh.
other two, like it was like their first time being on a podcast, and then like Brian was just like boom, 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 and I think like that's the thing of us doing this for 6 years. Like I'm more comfortable sitting here and talking with y'all in front of a camera than I am
Right.
talking to anybody at my work.
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Like it's one of those. Like I can't even look them in the eye. I'm like, whatever. Like here, I'm just like, let's go. Like we're doing this, doing that. Like. It's one of those, like, and
yeah,
I know
and-
Two Legs was saying, he felt awkward.
yeah, like I said, afterwards when it finally went live, and Brian Two Legs, he watched it. He was like, man, he was like, saw it. He was like, it's pretty good. He's like, man, I kind of sound like a dork. And I told him, I'm like, dude, nobody sounds. When you hear your own voice on a recording, it doesn't sound the same
anything
as
like
like when
what we
you're
hear in
speaking.
our
I
head.
said, everybody feels that way. Everybody hears a recording themselves and goes, ugh, that
I was
sounds
gonna say,
horrible.
I hear 32-year-old Mike up here. I hear 12-year-old Mike when I watch.
I hear a completely different person when I listen to my
Yeah.
recordings. I'm like, who is talking? Oh, that's
It's
me.
you.
Yeah.
And again, that's because when we're speaking, there's all the resonance going on through throat, sinuses,
All that, yeah.
everything else that we hear from inside. Everybody else doesn't hear that. So
Right.
when you hear yourself on recording, you're hearing what everybody else hears.
Yeah.
And it's definitely different, but
So I don't use this initial term lightly, but gentlemen, would you like a beer?
Yes.
Of
I
course.
love a beer.
absolutely.
While he's doing that, I actually want to talk about a car spot, by the way, and he's already seen this, so we
Cool.
don't have
Oh,
to.
y'all saw. After that, y'all saw the car spot.
So it's a new car, the new Kia K4.
Oh, you saw one.
We've got them.
Ooh.
We've actually been getting them for about 3 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
How are they?
They are the backdrop cars from a RoboCop movie. They are hideous. They're a complete failure of a car.
Design-wise, is it Cybertruck trash or worse or better?
Not as good.
That's saying something.
It is literally like 1984 called it wants its prototype car back.
Ew.
They're bad.
Oh, we're doing that one first.
You've seen them. The
One with
K4.
ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
The K4. Dan.
Yeah. Yes. Who's got Coors?
Just pass it out. Brian gets that.
I know Brian gets MTV.
It doesn't matter. Just as long as
Yeah,
Brian gets
it's-
MTV.
You're gonna get me now.
So you've seen the K4s we've got in.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was looking for.
I'm not. You know, like, I guess it's cool when a car company releases a concept and it's all shapy and woompy and wompy and looks cool, but then when it doesn't get the finishing polishes on it and it comes out like that but worse.
I don't have my readers on. I can't read that.
I got it.
You need some?
Well,
No.
well, hold on.
I-
I-
No,
All
I
right.
can't
So
see it.
first off, authentic Bavarian wheat beer.
Well, yeah, but I think the read-ins on fucking
What do
Christ.
we got?
Did you have to go pee?
Is that Toucher?
I'm just gonna go Tuckers
Toucher? Tucker?
or Tucker.
Tucker?
I'm gonna go Tucker.
Dunkel Hefeweizen. Natural.
Don't. Just don't. Just don't.
Asperen.
Then there's a whole thing here too.
Okay, here we
And
go.
I definitely can't.
No, Chris is making me die.
Alright, we got Tucker Dunkel Hefeweizen. Traditional Bavarian beer of royal heritage. The great Nuremberg wheat beer brewing tradition started in a completely civil manner back in 1672 with a brewery known as Stadsicht Weizenbrewhaus,
Is it violent to brew it now?
municipal wheat beer brewery. In 1806, the first Bavarian king, Maximilian I Joseph of Bavaria, elevated it to the rank of Royal Bavarian Wheat Beer Brewery.
Are we drinking
A
history
royal
right now?
brewery
Might be.
completely specialized in the production of noble wheat beer was something unparalleled in Bavaria.
What in the flip
Our
is going
Tucker
on?
Dunkel's Hefeweizen dark wheat beer is brewed today in the tradition of the ex-Royal Bavarian Wheat Beer Brewery. It is a typical Bavarian style and one-of-a-kind beer.
It's got a smell.
Jesus, that was a hell of a read-in.
It's got a smell.
You know, the one thing I will say about the German language is even when they're saying something very, very nice and complimentary, they sound angry.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Hold on.
Gonna say, be careful, Chris. Don't be like me and pour it out on yourself.
Okay, so
Don't tell me how to live my life.
I poured one out for my knee. I'm gonna be knee
I
drunk.
tried not to head it up, but it headed up.
Yeah, same here.
I might be wholeheartedly just mentally unstable and insane, but
You are.
this smells like a flippin' wiener schnitzel. Like it smells like a.
It looks like a pretzel.
It smells like a greasy sausage.
Well, but nothing will smell like the pretzel like that pretzel shock top that we had.
Right.
That literally
that was
was
a page.
that
That
was-
was a page win
that
right
was
there.
literally
witchcraft.
that was literally opening
I don't know
up
why
a
I
bag,
resisted that for so long.
opening up a bag of pretzels. That was
this,
that.
This smells like I'm about to eat a meaty sausage. I'm
Giggity.
serious.
Phrasing.
Phrasing.
You might want to get your nose checked, man.
Slancha.
Slancha.
Nah, Prost.
Prost.
Very nice.
Oh, that tastes really
Very,
good.
very nice. Ooh, that's smooth.
That is really smooth.
That is super smooth.
Oh, is
that beer?
Is there coriander going on?
A little bit, but not a lot. But it's there.
Oh no, this is.
Oh, that's so smooth and refreshing. It's not what I expected at all.
There's a
Now I
big
really
palette
want
of
wiener
flavor.
schnitzel.
That's. Listen. For some reason, I smell that. Like all I can smell is like
Oh,
just some
that's
nice
good.
smoked wiener schnitzel.
That's good.
This is
I'm
very.
I'm gonna have to go get some more of this.
ABC has it because we looked at it.
Yeah.
Oh, that is good.
That's special. That's good.
Yeah, that is absolutely. I am not.
There's just a whole roller coaster happening in my mouth.
It's what blows my mind is how smooth it is.
Hey,
It
give
is
me the
super
remote.
smooth. It's
Yeah,
got
no,
a kind
no,
of a
that one.
niceness
Yeah.
to
I've
it.
already turned the sound off.
Yeah, no.
Just turn chat
Oh,
on.
chat.
Yeah, sorry, haven't had the live chat on. Sorry, guys, if anybody's been chatting. Okay, well,
Yeah.
That's-
Okay.
One concurrent viewer. Us.
You get like a juicy start, go into almost like a Marzen flavor, and then come out at the end with coriander and hops. And it's all smooth.
yeah, no.
There is so much
it's
happening.
really
This is
freaking smooth.
delightful.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit?
Mm.
It is like a lighter version of the what's the one that's the Tadcaster or something? The old Tadcaster Brewing from England.
Oh, we had that one.
The
Yeah.
one we've had
I know what
before.
you're
The
talking
oatmeal.
about.
They do the oatmeal stout. And they do the
Yeah,
chocolate
because
stout.
they have like
Smith's?
the picture.
Smiths.
They have like the picture on the box
Is it
of like
Smith's?
the old freaking well they use and
Yeah, yeah,
everything.
yeah.
and
And
the
you
old,
could taste the age
old
in the beer.
Tadcaster Brewing.
You're right though, but this is
It's like a lighter version of that,
but like a little more flavor punch, and then
but
like
it's like a
lighter
light
on the
version
tongue.
of that stout almost.
Yeah, this would be complete with the floaties though. I think if this had floaties, it would be complete.
I'm okay that it doesn't.
I am
It's
too.
smoother because it doesn't.
True. Yeah, the floaties would add some probably a bitter bite.
I
to
think
it.
that would add a bite to it that
I
I
think
would
you're
not
right.
like.
This is like insanely smooth. This
Yes.
must be like when they crafted this and tasted it for the first time. They must have both looked at each other and be like,
Done.
Done. We did it.
like just a,
This
a
is what I
proud
think
moment.
of the you know the scene from Beer Fest when they first taste the beer and the lights get brighter.
Yes.
This is what I
That's what
imagine.
this is.
This is what I imagine. This is it right here.
This is
it's
some
laughing at me.
this is some top tier shit right here.
This is list.
To be honest.
This is list beer.
It is.
This is like goes on the top list.
That's
really
fantastic.
This is good.
Good job, Brian. I'm glad
Thank
you
you.
forgot your
I
beer.
am. Yeah, I'm not upset about that at all.
It's perfect.
Also, Alan, if you're watching, well, I know you're watching in the future. Look at us, 15 minutes, haven't cursed yet.
Hey, we did it. Let's try and go the whole episode. Let's see if we can.
Oh no, we're not. And as he said, it's okay, Dagger. Every once in a while, it's just when we get going. And
The constant.
Yeah.
When we do a George Carlin impression,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, when each
And
when
he's
each of
like,
us ends up
he's-
using the 7 dirty words one right after another, that might be a bit excessive.
Yeah,
Right.
Within, like, 10
he's in
seconds.
the office, like, fast forwarding. He's like, sorry guys, sorry. So, because Alan watches every single episode. He does.
Yeah, well, I
And
am
then
not.
he gives me criticism in a wonderful British accent, and I feel so bad.
Which
I
is
feel
which is
so
hilarious.
bad.
Okay, which is hilarious because listening to the British curse is absolutely amazing, and they use a certain word over there like it's casually around, just like it's saying "Hey pal."
Right.
You usually throw that word over here, and people are like,
Oh, I use
my.
that as like I'm saying, hey pal. I use that word a lot.
Wait, you
Yes.
talking about what? See you next Tuesday?
Yes,
Yes.
I use that.
The Australians are great.
I use that a lot. At least 20 times a day.
So I want to bring up not a car spot, but a car meet of things kind of deal. So, the other day I had to help out some people with a local shop, and I went to personally deliver a part, which is where my starter unfortunately died.
"Oh, that story."
But on the way back, I was not in the greatest of moods, and I wanted a dirty gas station slice of pizza and a Mountain Dew. So I stopped at Racetrack, and as I stopped there, I see a black Mazda 3 coming behind me, and I notice it's another Speed 3, and I'm like, oh, my people. And it parks right next to me, and it's a wrapped Speed 3, my generation. And this kid gets out, he's shorter than you. Ricardo! Holmes! You got a Speed 3 too? Oh, brother, you got a bigger turbo? What do you got going on, man? And there was 20 minutes of my life. I met Ricardo, and I learned Ricardo's life story. Next thing I know, like, we're finishing up talking in the gas station, and I'm like, all right, man, have a good day. And I'm walking out, and then I see him walking around my car, and I'm like, what is he doing? And he's got somebody on FaceTime, and he's like, hey, look, I found another Speed 3! Look, oh. I'm just like, he's like, oh, there's the guy! I'm like,
That's funny.
Were you secretly running, spoon engines?
his was bone stock, 200,000+ miles, heavy Bondo work, and a wrap peeling off. And they bought it from an auction, crashed.
Okay.
So it kind of looks like your car.
No, it's
Nah,
better.
that-
Say that
No,
with
his
love.
car's not.
better.
That car wasn't transfendered.
Bingo.
No, and it's like, dude, like,
I'm going to
honestly,
say it right now. That right there is still the greatest car mod I have done or will ever do.
Right.
on the quarter, there was a big patch of the wrap that peeled off, and there was really bad Bondo. Not even smooth Bondo. Like they literally, like, finished putting it on and didn't sand it. And
Oh.
But,
So speaking of
Nice kid.
So speaking of car spotting, and this is something that we've all something that we've all seen before, but I got to view it through a different perspective. I got to view it through the perspective of my dad's eyes. So, a couple weeks ago, my dad calls me and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "I see this truck and it's like all like shiny stainless steel. It looks like," he's like, "I don't know if it's something somebody built in their garage or da 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 da." He's like, I tried to get a picture of it, but I couldn't get a picture of it. He's like, "Have you seen anything like that? Have you seen some guy, anybody around here that's home built some kind of weird looking, steel looking truck thing?" I'm like, "No." I said, "I haven't seen anything like that." I said, "I know there's a guy that's got the old Buick or Oldsmobile that's all cut together and welded, and then he just sanded it, left all the weld marks in, and then clear coated. I know there's that car running around, but I haven't seen a truck." It didn't even dawn on me what he was talking about.
It instantly dawned on me the instant you said that.
It didn't even dawn on me when he said that. So then, we're having lunch the other
But
day.
you're thinking like a normal.
Because when he
home-built-
started off saying like, somebody in the clubs built one of these, like a hot rod, da 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 da. That's
you're
Yeah.
intrigued. You're like, and you're thinking about that, like, oh,
Yeah, like
Okay.
they must be using
Cars you
this body
see?
with this fender.
No, I wasn't even thinking that. I'm like, I have not seen anything like that around here. But I mean, Cars and Coffee's coming up.
Yeah.
Cruisers is coming up. Something's coming up. I may see it then. So then, last week, Dad and I were at lunch, And he's like, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. And he's like what? He's like, that truck I told you about. I was like,
It's the truck.
that's a Cybertruck. He was like, what? I'm like, that's a Tesla Cybertruck. He's like they actually manufacture that thing? I'm like, yeah. It's like that's an actual manufactured car that you can buy
And
for
it's
sale.
over $100,000.
I didn't even tell
That
him
was
that.
just gonna be his next
I
question.
didn't even tell
And
him.
people pay money for that
I
thing?
didn't even tell him that. He was like, really? He's like, I thought somebody put that together in their garage.
That is fantastic.
So yeah, that was, like I said, so I basically got to see the first spotting of a Cybertruck through somebody else's eyes. Through a
What the
non.
hell is that thing? Somebody put that together in their garage?
That was
One of the best
literally
things
what
I
he
think
said.
I've ever heard.
That was
Yeah.
literally what he said.
But and the thing is, knowing your dad, that entire conversation,
You're watching that in your head right now.
Entire conversation, and I can see his eyes just like it's to Jackie Gleason. No way. This comes from my loins.
That
is going through my head.
Yeah, like I said,
Because Farnsworth, come on, let's go. I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Yeah.
like I said, that was perfect.
That was
absolutely perfect. I thought that was epic.
Especially
I'm like,
from a man that has built airplanes and that going,
is rebuilding one currently?
Going in his garage, going, did someone build this in the garage?
He's like, and he's literally said, he's like, it looks like something a 7-year-old would draw. And I'm like, exactly.
It's that first car you draw when you're a kid, you know, just shapes,
Circles.
2 wheels.
$sign wheels.
You have, because at that point you haven't figured out the 3-box concept yet. We're like, triangles work.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, that was kind of
Oh,
the interesting
that's
car spot. It was
fantastic.
great.
Oh, I sent y'all what I saw. I think it was like a 15, 16 Aston Martin Vanquish? Was it a Vanquish?
I don't know.
That silver one I sent y'all? I don't know. It was parked out front of the hotel, the Hyatt.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't do the, well, I'm thinking about it.
yeah. There was a
This
DB.
thing.
Yeah. Vanquish
I think that's a Vanquish.
or Vantage.
Vantage.
Vantage or Vanquish.
It sounded really nice.
Yeah, there
and
was
then
there was
two
an older.
Uranuses parked out front.
Excuse
and
me.
Yeah, Uranuses. Which the funny thing is the white one was there all weekend. Apparently at Epcot was doing the Food and Wine Festival, and like there was like a car rally going there too. And so the guy was, and they valeted out front. The guy tipped the guys very well. I watched, as we were leaving Monday morning, I watched him hand $300 to each of the valets.
Mm-hmm.
Our age, wearing a shirt that said, "I'm saving money for a Lambo, bro." And I'm like, okay, like you're not one of like the stucco guys. You're cool.
Yeah.
You're cool. You're cool.
Actually, speaking of that, Aston Martins and SUVs and the other whole thing is the one guy that shows up at Cars and Coffee that had the twin turbo V12 Vantage.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful.
He
car.
traded it for
What?
a pearl orange, the SUV, whatever the hell that thing's. It's pretty badass.
I know.
Wait,
But
or around
The
here.
Urus?
yeah,
Really?
no,
No,
the
the
Aston,
Aston Martin.
whatever the Aston is.
No.
But the thing is,
I saw that.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah,
towards
but-
Citrus Hills last
Yeah.
week.
the thing
Yeah.
is that car was.
He was, you know what, and it's the same conversation that we had earlier about the Focus and the Expedition and all that. He needed something more practical, and he.
I know, but you're still driving the
And-
Aston
and-
Martin.
and-
but
no, and sometimes you gotta get something fun that still has some horsepower to make you feel
but
good.
the thing was, you never got to see this Aston Martin. It was the brand. What is it? The
It was the metallic pearl blue.
like super awesome color, but then the
It was a
interior-
Vantage. It was a V12.
No.
It was a twin turbo V12
the
Vantage.
car. Yeah, the Vantage.
Was it the friggin' Zagato
No,
one?
no,
or not?
No, but it was the
No, just the
it was the
Vantage?
V12 twin turbo.
Yeah.
Sounded amazing. The color on it was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, whatever-
And then the interior color. Oh,
And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to say like Aston Martin never did it, but Aston Martin's like 2022 plus glow up The
So
cars
the
they
interior
produce
was
now
like that
are
color, but like
insane, and like I feel like a lot of people aren't talking about how amazing
it sounded amazing.
the
Once the hood
detail and
was
design
open,
is going into the new Aston Martin.
there was absolutely no room anywhere. But
Yeah.
the interior was like a Marzen color, and it was with that dark blue metallic.
Did it have cup holders though? Because the Lexus LFA does not have cup holders.
But
I would
the
be okay
Lexus
with that.
LFA has
I'm okay
the
with
greatest
that.
sounding motor ever.
Ah, Mike.
I don't
Hi,
need
Mike.
cup
How's it
holders
going,
in an LFA.
Yeah, but you're buying an LFA
I don't need a
because
radio in an LFA.
Correct. It makes its own music.
I was going to say
Speaking-
that is the best sounding vehicle. period.
Speaking of the LFA, I've often said that even if I had FU lottery money and blah blah blah, I would take the opportunity to drive as many of the supercars as I could, but I wouldn't own one.
The LFA, you'd
The
probably own.
LFA is the only exception to that rule. I would with lottery money. If I had lottery money, I would get an LFA.
Here's the worst part. I would daily in LFA.
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't say.
I would drive.
I
I
would
would put
I
a
would daily
billion
look that
miles
shit,
on
though.
that car.
So
But that's the thing, though. That was still in the era where
you
Toyotas
can buy
were.
one brand new if you want.
Yeah, there's still brand new ones out.
Is there?
Yeah, there are still brand new, untitled.
Are they for sale though?
Yeah. Well,
Sorta.
Sorta.
I need a 200,000 mile LFA. That's what I need.
but the
Like,
thing is
just saying.
just on that, I've seen on YouTube a couple times like people that have LFAs and they're like, yeah, putting a new exhaust on it and you hear it and it's like,
Why?
You ruined it.
and they did, and every single comment's like, and they're like, here's the sock exhaust. Yeah, this one's loud. It's like, no, it doesn't matter about the loudness. Like it was like the tone. Like that is the most. You're messing with what Yamaha, the musical division, made. It's
Right.
the reason why
Like
the
they
SHO
tuned,
sounds so
they
great.
tuned that for a specific tone.
It's
Yeah.
the reason the SHO sounds so great, and that that's what it needs to sound like.
The Celicas too.
Yes.
Because anything Yamaha
Touches
touches
is
The
amazing.
SHOs, the second gen SHOs, sounded so good.
Yeah.
they did.
So good. My brother had one. It made
What, the
I mean,
V8 one?
The V8 one. That V8 sounded so good.
Well,
Sad
even
thing is, you can't get parts for them anywhere. That's why.
Nope.
That's why
Howard.
Howard sold his.
yeah.
Cam Gear Shred. Sorry, Cam Shred.
But besides that,
Can't
they're
shred.
great cars. But you just the parts are completely obsolete for them.
Well, there's a reason for that. It's because Ford refused to pay Yamaha.
Yep, and
And Yamaha was like,
said,
all right, fine,
"Alright,
we won't
bet."
make parts.
They're like, bet.
Yeah.
Don't pay us. We won't make parts.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yep.
Oh man.
Speaking of good sounding engines, I've learned a recent one that sounds good. The Porsche 4.8 V8.
Oh yeah. Dan's been dropping down a rabbit hole for some reasons.
I have.
For some
And
reasons.
I'm going on Sunday to go look at a Porsche Cayenne S with a 4.8 direct injected 400 plus horsepower V8.
And what generation Cayenne is this?
958, which is the second generation of the Cayenne.
So it's got the reliable engine. It's got
Reliable
the
engine,
reliable.
reliable transmission, and just all the features you could imagine with things that last a long time, because Porsche, like, they gave a crap for a while about certain, well, they actually have for a long time, but like with these SUVs specifically, there's just a mass cult following of
There
people
is.
with these Cayennes that have 500 plus thousand miles and
And the
overland.
car and the vehicle that he's looking at, we're not going to discuss prices because it is a personal thing, but the vehicle that he's looking at has amazing service history
All from Porsche dealers.
Uh-huh.
and Ed Bolian levels of supercar depreciation.
Yes.
Like
But it's
insane.
also one of those like
And when you look
when
at the
you look
pictures,
at-
There's 80K new.
You're like, that looks like a brand new car still.
like I guess 60 or 70,000 on it.
Right.
It's got 180,000.
Right.
Like it's
Well, so I
and
delved into
that's
that
the thing,
rabbit hole.
when he said like
No,
the
well,
mileage, I was like,
Before
no,
I got the
no,
Ranger,
no, no,
I
no,
dove
It
into
was
that rabbit
when he
hole.
was looking at, like, you were looking
Because
at
I was looking at 'em.
Forerunners and stuff like, not Forerunner. You were looking at some other SUV.
Land
You were looking
Cruisers?
at
No, Sequoias.
I was looking at Sequoias.
Sequoias and Cayennes.
I was
we were
looking at
talking about.
Cayennes, and I was looking at Forerunners, and
And
I
this was-
think the other thing I was looking into was Expeditions,
And
and I looked at the Cayennes pretty strongly for
Yeah.
a while, because they have such a cult following, and they have so many of those that
And they are
documented,
actually,
200, 300,000 mile
Yeah.
passes.
and they're
this one
really
is-
good off road. Like
Oh,
they
yeah,
actually really are good off road.
and they're
This one,
fast.
it's
Yeah.
the step below the fully loaded one.
Well, it's not the turbo, right?
Yeah, well, and not for nothing. If
Well,
I
it's-
was to get one of these, I kind of don't want that.
Is the turbo a different motor?
Nope, it's a
It's
full.
the- it's the
Well,
same?
and here's the funny thing. So you get the Cayenne S and the Cayenne GTS. The GTS has got the turbo motor, and it makes only like 15 more horsepower.
But you got,
And you got twin turbos
torque.
to
More
worry
torque.
about.
More torque, but
A
it
lot
means
more
it's,
torque, but
but it's
still-
also that means it's lower compression.
Yeah.
And like, I figured like, that's a lot more stuff to worry about.
It's better
And,
to
like,
get an NA motor.
EPA ratings too are better than what I get with my Speed 3. Like, so
What's the towing on them?
8,000 pounds. I can tow I can tow my car or tow another car, tow a camper.
I was gonna say
And
That's rated. That's what my truck will do.
Yeah,
that's
and it-
Expedition. Well, our version of Expedition. Well, technically, even though we don't have all the the gear
Well,
and all
and
that,
it's-
like you can
it's-
tow almost 10,000
it's
with
all-wheel
the
drive, it's got
Expedition.
Quad zone climate control. It's got all the
Heated seats.
Does it got the
air
cool
conditioned-
seats?
Yeah, air
That
conditioned
is
seats.
cool. That is a life changer right
Uh-huh.
there.
It's
I
got-
wish my truck had it.
all the
that
boogie
is the
boogies.
best thing ever.
And
ever.
then still, apples to apples with the stock Speed 3, it runs a faster quarter mile than a stock Speed 3.
Well, it's one of those. I'm pretty sure the Expedition stock with the ST stock, the Expedition I think probably runs a better time,
Probably.
or at least half tracks better than.
It would definitely.
But
It would back half. It would back half a little better. than your
Because
car.
it's one of
quick,
those-
It's quick enough to keep me happy. And I could, if I wanted to do stuff to it, I could. So like, I feel like it's a good direction to move towards, just for my own, personal life stuff and everything. So,
We're getting
yeah.
that.
No,
that,
no,
that-
no,
sorry,
no,
guys,
no,
hold on.
like-
Side note. Like, I got rid of my hot hatch. Like,
Oh
we were
no!
thinking
Believe
about
me,
it,
if
like-
I
This
do,
is kind of fun to watch.
I'm part of this conversation.
I know.
No,
I know,
because I'm going
but-
further in.
I got rid of the Mustang. He got rid of his
I'm
hot
purely
hatch.
going to
He's
look at
getting
it.
a dad truck.
I'm not bringing it home Sunday. I'm just going to look at it.
But-
When I do my compression test, my leak down test on my motor,
don't look
if,
at it.
if my motor tests out fine in my car, I am sticking it out with my car.
But see,
So
and
when
I-
you
I
come
mean,
home,
motor.
when you
do that.
bring it up, are you going to bring it to work on Monday?
You'll bring it here for next episode so we can go.
Yeah, I want to check
I
this
was gonna
thing
say-
out.
Everybody's
because-
got to drive it.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, no, because
Seriously.
it was one of those, like, we were supposed to just drive down to Sarasota to go look at this Expedition, and then, like, we pulled out of the parking lot, and the sales guy already started talking about, like, filling out the paperwork and Spirit's like, yeah, okay, and I'm like, we didn't even get, like, we haven't turned right out of the parking lot. She's like, I like it. I'm like, you backed over a curb. That's what you did. You literally had to back over a curb, and we haven't turned right yet.
Well, and so
Okay, she's like, do you want to drive it? I'm like, no, I'm just, crying, watching my car get fucking fucked.
So Paige said, she said, so are you going to go look at it? And I said, oh yeah. She goes, well, are you going to get it? And I said, I don't know, I want to look at it. And she goes, well, if you're not, then I'm going to trade my car in, then I'm going to get that. I was like, oh.
And see, that's what Sabrina did too, but then it was one of those, like, if we traded in the Mustang, I was going to have to pay, like, $1,500 to get
Well, and
those
that's the
emission
thing is,
thing
like,
that Jiggy's put
I'm
on
not
there.
trying to have no crazy payment, and for the price of this and everything, like, I'm willing to do it, and I'm at the term, like, if it comes down to it, I'll make my car run good enough to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably get $4,000 out of my car if I'm lucky. With it running right, is what I'm saying. And
It's better to just keep it.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, because keeping it worked real well for you.
I couldn't keep it. I
I
couldn't
want
do
a
that.
Miata though. Like I want to get a Miata.
And listen,
There's
I'm
so many
plotting.
things.
Don't worry. I'm making plots.
Yeah,
and
no,
things.
but yeah, no. At least you're plotting in that. I don't know if you keeping it would be good.
I don't.
I mean-
I'm like, see, this is where I've been for like 2 weeks.
Because I mean, so for the first month of when I got when we traded into Focus for the Expedition, the first month, I fucking hated it. Like, it was one of those, like, I looked at Expedition and I was angry when I
You already
looked at
have
it.
other things.
Yeah, but it was that, I was angry, and I'm like,
would
I
be the
lost
other
my
thing.
fun toy. Like, even though I got to, like, I lost my fun toy. Like, my daily driver was my fun toy. Like, that thing was, I loved that thing. But then it got to the point to where I was like, okay, I'm like, well, the Expedition actually is pretty freaking, and you've experienced that.
Yeah.
Like, not off the line, but you get that thing past 20 miles per hour.
Once it starts rolling, like I
Ooh,
said, yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, your focus, your
375 horsepower,
your focus would
475 torque.
your focus would 60 foot
10
it.
speed.
Your focus would 60 foot it, but I do think that thing would back half on you.
Yeah, and so I'm like, okay, and then it just got to the point where I'm like, 2 weeks before we traded it in, the one headlight went out. I thought it was the regular headlights, was not, so it wasn't the $60 bulb, it was the $300 bulb. Happy I didn't replace that. Already had to do, like, the clutch and the flywheel, and that was at 60,000 miles.
I'm about to hit 170.
Yeah, but also, like, the things that I had to do and the things that I knew were about to come up with it, because I was starting to have the misfires that were coming from the induction. It needed to have, like, the full walnut blast done to the valves and all that. That was gonna be a pricey penny.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, hey, I got $7,000 on a trade-in. Did I want more? Yeah, but it was time.
So
it was time.
I want you to know I decided to go full pull stupid, and I sent pictures into my car and all my info for a trade-in. You want to know what they offered me?
Let me get
$1,200.
Hold on. Is it?
No, yeah. Well, you said 1,200 too, didn't you?
I said 100.
Oh, 1,200, yeah. 1,200 bucks.
Well,
listen,
at that
And
point,
I know,
I'll give you
and I know,
$1,200
and
for it.
I understand, yeah, like...
I'll give you $1,200 for it.
well, and that's like when I bought the 03. Like, it was one of those.
I'll give you $1,200 for it.
D looked at me and was like, "Yo,
Don't you dare trade it into them. I'll pay that.
I'm not
The-
going to
How
The-
much stupid
the
shit are we
appraiser
gonna have
came
with his
back.
old car?
Yes.
Yeah, no. When the appraiser came back with the 86,
$1,200. I'll buy
I'll
that
give
for
you
$1.
$300 for it. And D's like, no, like if you really want to sell this, he's like, I'll give you $5,000 right now. Don't trade it in because their appraiser only wants $300.
Like I said, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna go Sunday. I'm gonna talk to my I'm gonna do some like personal finance stuff tomorrow
Yeah.
to figure that out.
Oh yeah, like I said, I get the emails from one of the services that one of the time I had the car serviced at Jenkins Ford. I got now. I've got the Carfax. I've got the Carfax thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I get the Carfax updates every month, and that one's actually the value on it's pretty good. But I don't know if it was from them or it got sold somewhere else. But now I also get from Carvana,
Probably sold somewhere else. Yeah.
and
But-
I get valuations of Carvana for my car for like $600.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
compared to like $4,800 for from
gonna go,
on the Carfax.
I'm gonna check it out Sunday and thrash it and see how it goes. So I like it. I would look forward to it, to be honest. And of course, since I've looked at it, I keep seeing. You know how many like 958 Cayennes are on Bring a Trailer right now? Like I keep seeing a bunch out in the wild and everything, and I'm like, it's calling to me. And after we're done, I'll show you some videos of them launching with exhausts. Like
They sound good, yeah.
that motor swings almost 8,000 RPM, and it makes really good horsepower. And even for that heavy freaking SUV,
So in about a month, we'll have a wrenching day over at Dan's to put exhaust on the Cayenne.
Put exhaust on?
But I was gonna say, listen,
You
Hey.
said tube wrong. You pronounced tube incorrectly.
if that goes to plan, the first thing I'm doing is when I go to work, before I leave that day with the car, the rear axle back's coming off, and I'm going to map out making it straight pipe because I know where the mufflers are because I've already researched, and I'm going to weld it up myself or get Jim's to, and I'm putting straight pipes on. That's the first thing that's going to happen.
Tube. T-O-O-B. Tube.
And,
What kind of exhaust are you running? Tube.
and like that transmission too, it's not a DSG, but it shifts so quick, it does the sexy V8 DSG farts.
Yes.
Like the pop ones.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes, let's go. This is the
Right.
lightsaber.
And also,
Uh-oh.
we had some of them.
We're fucked.
Oh, no.
Why?
Have we
I'm
had this
scared.
before? No,
Yeah,
we
no,
haven't.
we have
We
not.
have not.
I don't think we've had this
Not
before.
this one. This is not.
But I'm scared.
No, it is not.
No,
a-
there ain't no hibiscus or flower.
Are
It's
we
not like
sure?
that. Yeah.
Because
God
this is
damn.
Passion of the Heights.
Is this the one fucking Dan? And I even asked
no,
Dan. I
no,
even asked
no.
Dan, "Are you
No,
sure we didn't
no,
do this?" He's like, "No, this is a new one."
That one's literally called like hibiscus something.
Yeah, that one was called
here.
Hibiscus or
I
something
don't
like
I
that.
don't-
I know we've had Florida Avenue before. Now, here's
Oh,
the other
wait.
thing. Florida Avenue now owns Brew Bus
Yes, we found that out.
because
It's
they now
ugly.
make
I'm gonna
You're
pour
My
it in.
Boy Blue.
Yeah.
It ain't
Yeah.
the right color either. It's a regular wheat
So, Passion of the Heights.
I don't
It
think we
smells
did.
really good.
I don't think
So
we have.
read in, no read in.
No read-in.
No, there was no read-in. We just
Okay.
kind of sent it off canvas.
Trust me.
Honestly, it was well,
me
no,
and Dan
it was
was-
me and canvas.
Because I know that they had the other one. The
Yeah.
hibiscus shit was right next to this
no,
one.
No, it was not. Trust me, me and Dan were going back and forth and saying, I'm like, "Are you sure?" And that we had 3 doors open at once.
Well,
Well, the other
About
one that
stuff.
the other one that I looked at was that Persimmon Hollow Blonde Ale.
You and me, we're in the club. I poured beer on myself.
Hey, it's okay.
When you sniff it, there's no hibiscus.
Well,
It smells kind of floral, but it's really fruity.
I smell a little bit of candle in there.
I don't think we've had this one.
I don't think we have either. I know we've had another one from this
I
company.
was gonna say
though.
if you're going
No,
out
we have
on
not. Trust me,
Google
off the
Docs,
smell.
Brian, you can like hit the. There's like a tab where you can hit find and you can type things
Yeah,
in.
no, this does not smell like that. I know what one you're
Right.
No, this is more of a
And that would have been
That's
a
juicy.
triple
Smells
peak.
tropical.
yeah. This
If-
is
if
this
we
is
had had
more of
that
a you opened up a bag of fruit snacks smell. There's a floral smell to it, but it's fruit snacks floral
Yeah.
smell. Not I'm eating the plant in my front yard.
Well then, let's send it and see
Let's
if we
dive
saved
in.
shop or we killed shop. I guess.
See if we save the shop or not.
We even took the Mustang and didn't run anyone over.
No, Dan almost did. He tried to do a burnout with traction control on
Slancha.
in front of
Did.
kids.
Yep.
Slancha.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that is tropically.
You have so many moths.
Yeah, I do have episode 74, Florida Avenue hibiscus shit.
Yeah.
Hibiscus shit.
But
No,
this
that's
isn't.
good, crisp, fruity aftertaste.
Tastes like a wine cooler.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
Though. It tastes almost like a seltzer, not quite like a beer or a wine cooler.
Like it's passion fruit.
But it
Should
is
have
a
fucking
wheat
gone
ale.
with the IPA.
Yeah, we were between that and an IPA.
It was a hazy IPA.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, whoa! What the? Wait.
Did you just get a Kool-Aid jammer taste in your mouth? Did it not taste like a Kool-Aid jammer?
Never had those. Must be an
I know
age thing.
that's why I'm saying.
No, it doesn't taste
No,
like a
no,
Kool-Aid
no.
jammer to me.
I'm getting something totally different on the end that I was not expecting, but I love it.
No, I'm basically getting kind of a dry wine cooler. That's where I'm at.
That's what I'm getting. I'm getting dry, like
I'm just crazy.
what's not the Seagrams? What's the other one?
I'm not even.
Bartles
gonna
and
say.
James.
That's
Bartles and
that's
James.
where I'm at. I'm
That's
yeah. This
what
is
I'm getting.
yeah. This is Bartles and James.
Oh my god.
Someone's about to get white girl drunk.
Yeah.
Me, Jessica.
You just drive the car like whoopsie. No, the
Oh,
flavor,
should I leave a note?
the
Nope.
flavor is not what I. All right, I'm going in. I'm getting coconut on the end.
No.
What is
No.
wrong? What is wrong with you?
No, I'm not tasting coconut.
Okay.
Okay, so again, we had less than 30 minutes to get there and back and,
And
pick a
there
beer.
was homeless people.
There was homeless
and there
people.
was events happening.
There-
There
trust
was
me.
an angry man who wanted to get IPAs that we were in the way of too.
To be fair, I have no room to bitch because, well, Oh, said my first
It's
swear.
still
no,
does
taste bad.
no, I
It
already
tastes good.
already wrote that.
I mean,
finish this
I
beer and
can't
not pour it
complain
out.
because, well, it's my fault that we didn't have a second beer.
No.
So.
It was one of those. We got there at the same time Mr. I drive a 3 Series BMW man in his business slacks and button-down shirt, and we're trying to look at beers, and he's just standing there looking
He's there
at
on
us.
business?
Yeah. Business.
Business.
Business. He's Menendez brothers. But anyway, so he's standing there, and we're like grabbing stuff, and he's like, and he grabs the same box we grabbed, and we're like, yeah, there's no read in, and we put it back. He's like,
And like he literally like, moved between both of us.
like literally grabbed the same box, and we're
business.
like, there's no read in. He's like, there's nothing to read. Puts it back, and it's like, and literally he's going.
I felt like he wanted to find it and be like, look back at us and like, this is a tropical hazy IPA with an ounce of orange in it.
Literally says it on the can, man.
No, that's not bad though. I
Once
like
again,
it.
proving the difference between porcupines and BMWs. BMWs keep the pricks on the inside.
He was an asshole. Then they didn't put in the right number, so he was angry about that. So we got into a different line.
I definitely like that more, but this is also honestly, if we were in the summer, I think this would hit way better.
We almost got a Bach, but still weren't sure if I would go all.
I don't know if you're allowed to have a Bach.
Well, just Shiner Bach. I don't know if anything else will do it, so I still need to try the other Bachs.
Well,
to see
you
if
did
I go.
try the Red Light Return special beer, and that was actually a Bach.
Yeah, and I was fine with that.
You
So
did-
it must be something just with Shiner Bach. I don't know. I
don't know,
really want to
you
try.
straight up had a freaking allergic reaction.
I really want to try
you
Shiner Bach
You were
again.
breaking out and turning red.
And
Yeah.
Sabrina won't let me, and I'm like, well, I'll just be here. I'll take a Benadryl beforehand. Because I really liked it. That's a really good beer. I enjoyed it so much, but I just turned like a.
Well, not only did you turn red, but you were also like extra loopy off of that beer.
Yeah.
Like that night, you were like extra, like it was like super beer for you apparently, and got you really drunk.
He
for no
wasn't
reason.
just red. He was like pink and red polka dotted.
He was this color,
Yeah.
With polka dots.
right?
And you're like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I feel
Yeah,
fine.
great.
You're like, go look at
I'm
yourself
like,
in the
dude,
mirror.
You're inflated.
Like,
Yeah, you
"Oh,
were puffy.
Wow. Wow. Hey, Sabrina, you need to come pick me
You
up
looked
right
a
now.
little puffy that night.
Yeah, because that's the night Sabrina and the Witchy Witch went out somewhere, and I'm like, hey, come back, come pick me up, because I can't see.
I can't see.
There's weird things going on, man.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, why does my Fomoco starter on my car have to have a gasket?
To keep the starting fluid in, dumbass.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah.
You
it's
can't
right-
have a metal on metal seal with starting fluid; it'll leak out.
Because like
Yeah, it's right next to
I
your
looked at the
blanket fluid.
repair procedure and it's talking about replacing the starter gasket, and I'm like, what is all done here? And yeah, the new one it came with a gasket on it, and you had to peel the old
Hey.
one gasket.
Not only that, you got to keep them electrons in there somehow.
What
Right.
is Mazda, Ford, Moco?
It seals in all the
Mazda-
magic smoke.
What,
Can you believe how dumb this guy is?
I swear, it's like you've never worked on cars before.
Jeez.
You don't
Like,
do that.
we know
idiot.
this.
Right.
yeah, like the
We're not even front wheel drive guys,
like
and
the
we know this.
fantastic Mazda MZR PCV situation. We don't have a PCV valve on our valve cover like every other car in humanity. It's on the engine block. Why?
Yeah, because that's where it goes.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you why. So it's the same reason for having the oil filter just above the starter on the 3-liter Vulcan engine. They forgot to put it in until the very end, and when they realized their mistake, they went, this is the only place left to put it.
We gotta stick this here.
And honestly, I really do think it was because the engine people and the transmission people weren't anywhere near on the same page or in the same room.
Uh-huh.
So they're like, well, we will just build this engine and they will have a transmission.
Hey, I will say
And
though,
they didn't realize that that transmission has the starter right where they decided to put the oil filter.
the nice thing is when I had that whole like panel off of the block,
Jesus Christ.
the
fucking Christ.
oil
They're
flow.
everywhere, dude.
They're
know
like
they
making noise and
Yeah,
everything.
You have like a whole colony of moss, bro. You got one on the curtains over there, one on the
I'm
curtains
seeing
right there.
1,
You
2,
got 1,
3, 4, 5, 6,
You got one on that one, one
7,
on that one.
8.
Well, listen,
Nine,
I mean,
nine,
you
nine.
put lamp, And mods
mods
really
10,
like
lamp.
lamp.
10, 11,
Lamp.
12.
Hey, have you heard about our Lord and Savior, Lamp?
Brother!
See, so what you don't realize is I secretly run the Mothman cult.
Well, it's not secretly anymore.
Yeah, you just
Jeez.
announced
Don't
it.
say anything about
These
it.
guys. Him
Hold
with
the
his...
lamp up to him. I think he's a bluff.
No, I mean, him letting out the big secret and him trying to, wondering why the thing that doesn't let the smoke out is there and everything else. Like, both these guys are
But
amateurs.
you know what?
I don't
Another
know.
thing that
I
Dan
don't know,
has
man.
that has been, well, should have been our main topic, but it's
All right, look at the way he's looking at the light.
I'm looking at the moths.
He's looking at the light, and he's a moth. I'm calling
Don't
it right
talk
now.
about it.
Anyway,
Lamp.
Don't
so
talk about it.
dash cams,
Yeah.
because I did technically put this on.
I got like
Facebook
three.
as a dash cam.
I got like 3 more clips.
I don't have one, but I've jumped down
I
the
do have
YouTube
one,
rabbit
and
hole.
It's been 2 years
I've-
and I
Bro,
haven't
it's
installed
$20
it.
at Walmart. for
I've
the one
jumped
I have.
down the
You
YouTube
got the
rabbit
one?
hole of the
No,
dash
it's-
cam
it's
videos so
Yada.
many times that yes, a dash cam is absolutely worth it.
And
Yep.
also, one, check out the compilation that we put on our channel. 2, check out the, well, it
Dash-
would be
dash cam lessons.
yesterday's dash cam lessons. Just a Florida man over here. 9 videos on there. Did you watch it?
Yes, I did. So
It
I
was
watched. So
7,
I watched his.
7.1, 7.2. I'm like,
I
oh,
watched-
it's all Dan.
So I watched all his. So I watched his upload when he did Hours for Our channel, and then I'm watching Dash
Also,
Cam
we're
Les,
at
and then
500.
immediately I see Central Florida in the upper right corner, and I'm like, these are Dan's videos, and it was literally in the exact same order that
Nice.
where he posted
Yep.
on our channel.
The only bad thing about that dash cam is it's got a really, really bad mic.
Yeah.
So it makes my car sound like it's like a not turbo car with an open, like just like header.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, like I said, so when the Dash Cam lessons came out and all of his were in order, and they were in the exact same
I'm like,
order
"Ah!"
that he uploaded to Mars, I texted him like, "Hey Dan, did you submit those, or
Oh,
did they steal
that's
them?"
why you asked about
Yeah,
that.
that's
Okay.
why I asked, because I was like, did you submit those to Dash
Yeah,
Cam
no,
Lessons
like-
channel? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, just checking.
And
No,
then
like-
2 hours later, I got home from work and I put it on. I'm like, oh, Dan, you're on there.
Yeah, but they compiled them in the exact same order that he compiled them on our channel.
Which
Yeah,
ours
weird.
are at just about 500 views. So woohoo! Yeah.
I got some more. I got one that I really wanted, and unfortunately, like, I hit the record button too late, and it recorded a separate clip. But I had somebody walk right in front of me, and like I had to ABS lock, and I almost ran the guy over.
Nice.
I need to put
So-
mine in. It's been sitting in my drawer for the last 2 years. I need to put it in my.
Yeah, I
Just
have one
put
that
it-
I've had for a year that I haven't put in the truck
Hey,
yet.
you
We
slap
need to
in
do
there
it.
and then-
We need
Yeah,
to do
I
it.
think
Yeah,
your
sometimes-
drive to work would probably produce some more interesting stuff than his, because his drive is fairly short.
Yeah,
Well,
I've got
yeah,
the longest
but I'm
drive
also-
out of all of
But
us.
I'm
Okay,
also,
well-
but I'm also doing it at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What-
I have seen some. I've seen
How-
some
how long
stuff
does it
like
take you to
random
go to
people
work?
standing.
It's about a 35-minute drive.
Okay, so I
I'd say
have
mine's
to
about 15.
I have to drop my son off at high school every day here.
Uh-huh.
So I leave at about 6:50 to 7, and I get at work at about 7:50.
Oh, so you
So-
do have a longer drive
That's
in the
an-
morning.
Yeah, oh, it's an hour drive almost
And
every
yours,
day.
no, his is going to go through more traffic.
So,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
his is because he's got to go through like the crappy part of going from Inverness to Lecanto to Crystal River, and that the Lecanto to Crystal River part, it's not the
Well,
Inverness
like,
part.
well, in the morning depends too. Like, I'll take a left out onto 41, and then judging by what I can see ahead of me, I either hit Independence and
Independence
take a
or-
left on
yep.
44, or I go straight on 41. And
Do you know if you go left on, like, if you go take Independence and then you just cut across and go that way and then cut across and then hit Druid and then it can
yeah,
come
no,
back
no, come out. Yeah,
Yeah, by
that's
the
Yeah, you can go out behind
Yeah.
the Ford dealership and come back out by the library.
That's-
over here.
Because
That's
I showed
what
him
I-
a couple of cut throughs. He's like, okay, yeah.
I'm learning. I moved down, but no, I know that one because I do that almost regularly. But like, it's also sometimes the school buses come early and sometimes they come late, and I might get caught behind one.
Mhm.
So literally every morning is a game. I can leave at the same time every
It's a
morning, and
gamble.
it's a gamble.
It depends on how many red lights you hit.
Mm-hmm.
I can leave at exactly 5:30 from here if I only hit the light at Apopka, which turns at 5:30 in the morning turns as soon as you pull up it turns.
Mm-hmm.
If I
even now, like if I were to leave here right now and go to a Popka, as soon as I hit the stop bar, bam, the light changes.
Yeah. If every other light is a go, I will get to work in 10 minutes. Now,
But that's the thing. All the lights right there on Main Street, they're actually not on a timer. They are pad activated.
But the new ones, they're
At Montgomery.
That
and
one, and then at
the shopping center, those are on timers now,
Yep.
and they suck.
Yep.
Oh, also
This morning, 6 minutes
Ugh.
to go from Montgomery to Planet Fitness,
Yikes.
which is
it's
less than an eighth of a mile.
Yeah.
6 minutes.
Uh-huh.
It's bad that way. I finally had my first semi-scare, though, dropping the kid off at school. My car did the thing in the parking lot, finally.
Which thing? Your car does all kinds of things. You need to be more specific.
I'm in the high school parking lot,
Oh,
and I'm just randomly decelerating.
And it went kapoom!
It went, BOW!
Oh, it did that thing.
Poor kids.
How many of them ducked and covered?
Almost all of them.
Hey,
Oh,
it's
Almost
okay.
all of them.
In the last month, my car's done that almost every other day, just going from my parking spot to the gate to go and lock it.
Well, and like
At 2 o'clock when I'm leaving, when everybody's out at recess.
your car is monumentally louder than mine, but it's bad when Sabrina's like, "I can hear you when you drop Nate off every day." I'm like, it's terrible.
Yeah, Mike. Honestly, that Mustang it's obnoxiously loud.
Yeah. It's the best.
No, it is. Like, honestly,
Oh no, it was funny when they
normal
first got those
driving
mufflers
is
on it.
very
Uh-huh.
convenient.
No,
So they-
mufflers
they-
off of it.
They still had the cats on it when they mufflers.
I was
When
gonna
they first
say-
put those mufflers on the car, they came from Two Leg Shop.
Yep.
Swung by the house, and they're like, "Let's go for a ride." Hell yeah! So we hop in. I pull out on the 486 and just absolutely hammer it. Go up a little ways, do a U-turn, hammer it again, and then I slow down, flick the turn signal on to turn down my road, and a deputy's coming and ends up following me down the road. And it was like, God damn it, I can't even have any fun here. And I just had to just go really slow and basically just let the thing idle below converter lockup, so it was basically just coasting down the hill at idle.
It does it well though.
But then we
But
took
that was when
cats off.
that was when it still had cats on it. It was loud, but now it's insane.
Now we don't have cats. But so I was watching something last night on Foxcast, Foxcast Media, and so the '79 Butterscotch car, they did the Coyote swap too, and they're basically running it through like the Fox setup. So it's all the way through H-pipe, mid-mounted Dynamax muffler over the axle.
Oh yeah, the mid-mount pipes.
But it sounds really good. So I showed it to Sabrina, and I was like, you know what? I'm like, so we still have the stock So right now, all that car's running is stock resonators. Like,
and
that's it.
those mufflers on the back.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. There's a tube.
Those are tube.
They're mufflers.
Tube.
They're tube mufflers.
Tube.
But I was like, and I showed her the video, and afterwards I'll show you the video, and she's like, that sounds really good. And I'm like,
It's the mid muffler.
but I'm really, after seeing that, like, I might even get like a Thrush, like, to spend $80.
Well,
for
Pipes made the pipe bomb mid muffler setup for the S197
it.
cars.
Not
For
for
the Coyote cars. They only made them for the
05 and 09.
only made them for the 3 valves. That's what I had.
Yep.
I
had the pipes mid muffler system.
I
It was
don't
great.
think the underside of the floor is that different.
And it's a little bit different. 'cause
It's
they won't
different
fit.
enough.
But I still get like, and I will either a Thrush or I was even like, fuck, I'll get a Super 44 just like I got on the Fox. I'll make it sound like a Fox. I'll put two 44s underneath there. Go to Gems or whatever the other one is. Rods. Be like, hey, cut this, put that there.
Get
There
the
you go.
Thrush welded.
Well, I even thought about glass packs and all that, but I'm like,
No, the Thrush weldeds are Super 44 knockoffs, but they're cheaper.
Yeah. But just doing that, I'm like, at that point, literally, like, take the resonators off, put those in there.
Is there room under the floor for those?
I don't know. Maybe. I can figure something out.
I mean, you're at stock ride height, so you should be able to make something happen.
Well, it's one of those. Even if I take out the stock resonators and put in glass backs, because I think at that point, I think the cherry bomb or even the purple.
Purple Hornies.
Yeah. Well, no, the purple Hornies are straight on. Just
I was gonna say those are tube mufflers.
Yeah.
Brett has some 3-inch ones, so yeah, they're
No, but just even the cherry bombs and that, I think their glass packing on them are a bit better than the resonators.
Well, when Jason had his 3.7 car,
yeah,
with the Roush mufflers and everything on the back,
he put the cherry bombs instead of the stock resonators, and they calmed it down.
They calmed it down a lot.
So if anything, I think about putting.
That was one of the few uncorked 3.7s that actually sounded decent.
Yeah, it wasn't like our uncorked 3.7. Well, we still have everything else. We just didn't have the mufflers in the back.
Yeah, you had mufflers.
Yeah, but we had mufflers, but we still had resonators and cats.
But yeah, even that car was obnoxious.
I was gonna say this one we have.
I mean it was VQ levels of obnoxious.
Yeah. I was gonna say this car we can't technically cross state lines. Well, technically we ain't driving in state lines, but
if you drove that car to California, you would definitely get reffed. You would definitely get reffed in California with that car.
That, by the way, speaking of that, there's been a couple of videos now of out-of-state cars.
I've heard about
getting California state reffed. First off, I need a lawyer.
Hold on. I did not even know about that.
I need a lawyer to explain this to me. So
I need to stop you there for just a second because the concept isn't anything new.
We
have a friend, airplane guy, who made his living as long-distance trucker, moving and stuff like that. So semi-truck driver.
Oh, you're family friend. I'm thinking of Mustang Club. I'm like,
friend.
Yeah,
this is aircraft friend. So most 49 state truckers will not drive into California anymore with their 49 state trucks because they will get fined. There's literally
put me on a boat, go to Hawaii.
California emissions for semi-trucks. So much so that a lot of companies, like the companies that transport the big turbine blades for the windmills and shit like that, or big solar panel projects and stuff like that, they will stop California line, offload everything off of that truck, and load it onto a California truck to go into California. So,
well, but also that's where did you see that the TikTok video that I sent you that Cooper put out about the Irwindale Speedway shutting down and all that, and how like the mindset is it's only I think 10, 15
it's 30 miles outside of the port.
Well, it's less than that.
Well, it's 30 miles away from the port of Los Angeles,
and that has
which means that is prime real estate for a
EV truck
freight exchange unit.
Yeah.
So the EV truck can only go 30 miles.
It's by 2028, 2029.
Yeah, they're saying they have
all
to
of the
EV.
port
2035. 2035 was the rest of the state mandate for California.
Well, no, the port is a little bit different.
Oh, okay.
So it's the port area has to have, so anything like from 2023 on has to be zero emission.
Right.
Oh,
and
so it's a ULEZ zone.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so everything's going.
Blade Runners, come to America.
Uh-huh.
But it's one of those, like, that area is, what, I think 40 or 50 acres and that, so they're, like, it is not what's going to happen. It's just a thought of conspiracy of what could happen.
Yeah.
Make that, you got all this prime real estate, turn that into as Chris said, a changing station to where you have all the port trucks running out to here. That's past the borderline to where now you can have, internal combustion vehicles moving stuff out. Because those
Richard
EV
S.
trucks
Foster, nice morning drive.
Yep.
But
Red Barchetta.
But
Life
that's,
imitates art.
that was the thing. Like it.
But
just
yeah, so
recently.
what I started with this was the fact that these are out-of-state cars that are registered in another state. They've driven to California to come visit. A state trooper's pulled them over, handed them a state ref, and said, "You can't drive the car." Hold on, this car is legal in the state that it's registered. You can't tell me I can't drive this car here.
I will be here for an hour a day. That's it. I'm not living
It doesn't
here.
matter if I'm here for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I'm
if
literally
this car
crossing
is
the border
registered-
just to go to the grocery store.
If this
and
car
come
is
back.
legal in the state that it is registered, even if I have two homes, if I have a home here in Ohio and a home in California, and I'm visiting my second home, if I've got that car registered and that's my home state, I'll drive this car in California all the hell I want.
So I am playing devil's advocate here because no, the rule is that whatever they're doing is absolutely stupid. I think I have not read up on this. I've not read up on this angle what I'm thinking, but the only thing I can come up with is there are so many people in California and other states. Georgia is one of them because of the way their vehicle taxes are figured out based on value. Is there's a lot of people who are titling. They'll set up an LLC in Montana,
Yeah.
which you can do over the internet, and then they will title and register their high-value vehicles on Montana license registration and plates
With taxes.
to avoid paying the high taxes and to avoid dealing with emission stuff in California or to avoid paying like the high road tax in Georgia, because like in Georgia your registration is taxed on the value of the car or the purchase price of the car, not your
$1, Bob.
not your sales tax, your actual registration. So if you have,
And they go by book value, not what you say you bought the car for.
yeah, like I said, they use actual retail prices on those. So somebody who has a $500,000 car that may get driven 50 miles in a year on Georgia's roads is paying an absolute metric shit ton more tax than somebody who's driving a Kia 100,000 miles a year on those same roads.
Right.
So yeah, there are people who will, in order to save that money, they will LLC and register the vehicle in Montana.
But still,
That's the only reason. That's the only practical reason I can think of why California would do that. But other than that,
well, and that's the thing. So I am 100% sure that as soon as they go to the place with this state ref and go, I don't live here, they've got to be turning them away. Go, yeah, you don't live here, dude. You're good.
no, I'm actually gonna have to stop you there because remember Hyundai guy
Yeah,
With
but he
his
was from
boat-
California.
with his bone stock exhaust.
But he was from California.
Yeah, but with his bone stock
Right.
factory California emissions approved car.
What I'm saying is there is no way that California is revoking a registration from another state.
Yeah.
They can't do
You
that.
can't hold people hostage, basically.
There was one guy who says he probably had it's been 8 months since he's driven his car because it got reffed and towed.
Yep.
Well, speaking of
God, I'm glad we don't live in California.
high values of cars, do we have
Okay,
cars
I
and big
have to break the cursing rule for this.
Oh, we already cursed a lot.
No. I gotta go heavy. We need to build a wall around California, rename it Fucktardistan, and move on with our lives.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, we have a car.
Sorry for
What
the
do
F
we
bomb.
got?
We have a car, so this time
It's not me.
Mike is our
Whoa!
game master.
So I get to play this time.
So Brian gets to play. We got to play against him.
Oh, you
It's
guys
about time!
But
you guys are probably gonna
So,
win because
it
I'm a
is-
notorious cheapskate, so I'm gonna bid way low.
It also is not a bat car.
There we go.
It is just a random auction site that.
You found an eBay car?
Okay, but
No.
I'm not changing the text.
Yeah.
It's still
The
going to say cab car.
Yeah.
car is right.
No, it was so Mike Clay, the one that has the 95 Cobra R.
Oh.
So that one posted this one because he almost bought it. And I
So,
saw.
I'm intrigued
I
now.
saw it on
Without further
Facebook,
ado-
and I'm like, oh.
Oh.
And I'm like,
So wait a
piece of
minute.
paper.
So was this
Those
like
are
a
seats.
marketplace ad or was
no,
this
it
an
was
auction?
an actual auction. Actual auction.
Reserve or no reserve?
No reserve.
All right, I'm in.
It sold. It sold.
And there we go. We
Oh
are
my.
looking at a 4i coupe.
So what we have here
No, that's a
is-
hatch.
It's a hatch.
Yep,
so what
hatch.
we
A
have
light
here
regatta.
is a the best color ever. Anyway, thank you. It is a 1985 Mustang 5.0 base LX. So this car has 43,000 miles on it. It's all original paint, which is the light regatta blue single stage enamel. All factory interior, factory all the inside is.
Does that thing have a radio delete?
No, yes.
It's an antenna delete.
It is a factory non-radio car, so no power windows or locks, no air conditioning, no cruise control, no rear defroster, no rear rear spoiler, no radio car. It does have the GT handling suspension package, which if you got the 5-liter, it got put in there. It has the Borg Warner World Class T5 transmission, which in 85, that's if you got a GT with the 5-speed. That was the first year for that.
Spoiler delete.
Yep. It does have a NOS GT steering wheel, radio delete, and a Hurst shifter was added, which is why it's so tall.
Hold on. So, was this an actual radio delete, or
Yes.
was this an added radio delete?
Actual radio
Factory
delete.
radio
Factory
delete.
radio
Okay.
delete.
They probably just had to get a new panel for it.
So this is essentially
No, that
an
was
FHP car.
that was the panel that they put over it.
No.
Like, this is almost an FHP
no,
car.
No,
No, this is an SSP.
This was a drag racer special.
This was almost a body in white race car.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
Like,
all the SSPs were sedans.
Okay.
SSPs were sedans. You also got different stuff with the SSP. So this currently has, it does have 373 rear gears, even though the 273s were standard, 308s were optional, and 345s were what the V6 and 4-cylinder cars got. It has Ford Motorsport headers, X-pipe, and Flowmaster mufflers into the factory polished stainless steel tips. It does include the NOS GT steering wheel and horn
It's had
pad.
paintless dent removal done to it.
NOS brake proportioning
plug?
valve with brakes gone through with new fluid.
Right above that data sticker on the door.
NOS quality engine components, just all that stuff. But
What do you guys got? What do you think?
hold on. This was also the last year of the carburetor with that, so you got no computer.
Yeah, there's kind of an ignition box setup going on.
Yeah. So I will.
Yeah, the Durspark setup.
I will let you know this because it does have its original window sticker. That's the Marty report right there,
Yeah.
which I really want to do for my car. So the original window sticker, this car went for $9,673 with a 16 city MPG and a 24 highway MPG.
How many miles are on it now?
43,000.
How many owners?
Not exactly sure on owners, but it is documented miles.
Where was it located?
That
Definitely not Florida.
no, it's not Florida, but it's not a car that has seen.
Rust Belt.
Yeah,
It almost looks like the factory battery.
28,000.
it's not the factory battery, but yeah.
It looks like it though.
But this
It's
is
done up to be a
so
like, hard
it's
fine
it's
style
one of
car.
those. If you want to know what one of Mikey's wet dreams is this car. Everybody should know by now that Light Regatta Blue was the color of my first car, but it is one of my favorite. It is one of my favorite colors.
I
Well,
remember
one of the best colors also.
Mikey
on
with
it.
short hair.
Yeah, but no, this.
I remember short hair Mike.
Yeah, but does this color not work so well on the Four Eyes?
It's beautiful.
After
to be honest.
'86, you
It's
couldn't
gorgeous.
you couldn't get this. You had the medium regatta. It got a little bit darker and all that, but that color on with the black accent, even if the charcoal accent, just works really
Wait.
well.
What'd you say, Brian?
He said
20 what?
25,000.
It said 28 actually,
Oh,
but I'm
28.
thinking of revising that down to 22. Because it's
22.
it's not a GT,
I was thinking.
and it's a
15.
low content car, but I do think there's a couple of weird beards out there who would actually.
I was gonna say it's a quirky.
Yeah,
concept car.
that's
So
definitely
So
like
if
the
it-
weird
if
the
it-
weird beard Mustang guys would be.
Brian, Mike Clay was looking at this.
Like I said, the Mustang weird beards would be all over this car.
I got 15K solid.
And you
15
remember
on it.
his '80 Cobra that he had that
Yeah.
he sold to buy the '95 Cobra R.
Yeah, like I
Which
said,
Oh, I see what
drives
you're talking about.
randomly.
The rust plug.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's had paintless dent removal done
Has
to
had
it,
paintless dent removal done.
which I'm fine with. I don't have a problem with that.
So
Okay, so Dan, you're at what?
15K.
15,
22.
22.
22.
I'm gonna up you game. I'm gonna say 32.
Whoa!
Here's why. bass, radio delete, Ford performance parts
It's
bolted
super
to
quirky.
it.
Super quirky.
That's a factory
It's like
drag
a high
car.
level quirk.
Like
I
that was the
understand.
factory drag car setup.
Okay. Well,
That's why I think the Weird Beard Mustang guys, somebody paid premium for that.
So
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
the Ford-
play.
but
I'm
the-
gonna pay
but the
premium for this.
Ford, you already know what the price is.
Two
but the
Weird
Ford, but the-
Beards got into a bidding war on
But the
this.
Ford performance parts came after this car was made.
But they're
like-
Ford performance.
Yeah, I'm
parts.
just saying though that they literally didn't hit the catalog until like 87 or 88.
Yeah.
Give it to us, Mike.
So with the options that you got with this was someone that was thinking into the future.
Mike, you already know the price. Tell us what the price is.
19,000.
Really?
You won.
No.
Price is Right rules.
Oh, you went over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Price
did.
is Right rules. Dan wins.
Yeah.
I thought that had
Oh,
gone
but
for way
I was
more.
thinking 20K at
I was
first.
thinking 20K too, but Chris, with what you were saying, no. At that point, you would do a
I mean,
notchback.
You're
If
not.
you were doing anything like what you were saying, you would get a bare bones notchback going.
Now, like I said, now, here's the
you're
thing.
not wrong.
If you were going road racing,
You would get
that's
that
the
hatch.
body you get.
Yeah.
because the weight distribution was a little bit better with that.
Well,
And
but-
the arrow was a little bit better.
Yeah, but if you were going drag racing,
You wanted the notch because
You
the
want a
body was
notch?
stronger.
well,
And it was
no,
lighter.
no, 300 pounds lighter.
It was
That
300.
too.
It was 300 pounds lighter, and it was more rigid.
What
That's what I'm saying. The body was stronger. It was more rigid in
Yeah.
the back.
But
what
it
an
was also
excellent
lighter.
episode we
Yeah.
had.
Now, also, if you wanted to go drag racing, it would at that point be you would find 79 bumper supports and put those on because those were aluminum. Everything past 79 was steel.
Ah.
So you got the aluminum front and rear bumper supports, and you save 200 pounds right there.
Nice.
Well, anyway.
So, anyways,
I know so much stuff. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
That was
Full of
I'm
information.
sorry.
that was an excellent car to find. That was an excellent car to find.
That was my tism.
Robert H. Evening, gents.
Oh,
Hello.
hi
Well,
Rob. Hey, bye Rob.
Hi, bye.
hi, bye. Mike knows everything.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys.
Yeah,
we'll
we're-
see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we're 20 minutes over already. That went
Yeah,
fast.
It's fine.
That was a
but
good one,
hey,
though.
I
That
got
was
to
good.
pick a card, and
Yeah,
of course it
and
was
I
before I.
won.
Yeah,
So,
but
but it was a
you
good one.
You did pick up a really good one.
Thank you guys for watching.
And don't forget to go to License and Registration Show and check out the podcast with me and Two Legs and Nate from Citrus Cars and Coffee.
And we
And
will
also,
throw
if
the
you're
link
watching that,
down
please
there
watch
in the
us.
description.
We'll put that link in the description and on that bombshell.
Good night.
See you in a couple